Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Fate Grand Order. It's been a while since we've done some Fate Go content. Tonight we'll be taking a look at the latest event and a rather special boss strategy I happened upon a while ago. Let's get in here, shall we? Yep, it comes down to luck a lot of the time, doesn't it? Alright. Yep, thank you very much. I'll take those points. So yeah, it's a rerun event of the Ooku, which was Kama's debut event. And a quick summary for those just tuning in. So once again, we have a singularity threatening to destabilize and replace human history. In this case, taking place in the late Edo period in Japan. To make a very long and convoluted story short, the Hindu goddess of love, kinda sorta, is extremely bitter and is using a chunk of Japanese history in a semantic attack on reality. It's weird. The Ooku is a kind of private sanctuary for the Tokugawa shogunate, and she's turned it into some weird labyrinthine harem dungeon. A lot of fine print I'm glossing over, but basically she's trying to take over the world. We're here to ruin her day. And let's be real, Fate is half it's magic I ain't gotta explain shit, and half Star Trek grade technobabble for the monster of the week. This is actually kind of a unique event. They show your progress through the map in segments, and they describe each room you're going through. They sort of slowly unveil each chunk in stages. And, you know, they describe the various hazards you're passing through. Not all of them have fights and such. They sort of build up anticipation for each encounter. I kind of like that. There's some clever writing in the stuff that happens there. They do the fun Fate thing of having both problems and solutions being creative application of magical rules. Problem is, it's just a lot of clicking. I'm told this event was basically insufferable before a major update rapidly sped up the game's loading time. And they actually improved it between the initial run global last year and this year. Still, it's a lot of clicking to go through, and there's a lot of busy work, but for the most part, I actually really like. Yeah, it was a slog when it first came out. And that's a shame, because I do like what it does plot-wise. We'll kind of get into that later. But anyway, on the bottom floor is Kama herself, the current banner servant. A quick single-target assassin who hits hard, and as your opponent, has a lot of nasty tricks up her sleeve. Let's see here. So this bar over here fills up as you explore the dungeon and use the special skills. More on that in a minute. The higher it goes, the more dangerous she is. Now by the end, the bar is normally going to be fairly high, if not maxed out, and you can optionally reset it to reduce it before fighting her for real, giving you a much better option. Like with Kiara in the Triple C event, it is possible to fight her at max gauge, and there's various strategies to do so, but they either depend on some really specific characters, like it depends not just on having Kama, but a specific Noble Phantasm level and specific supports, or just a very long stall strategy, which is not guaranteed. So we won't be doing that, but we will be doing the strategy I mentioned. So let's get in here. So yeah, it's a repeatable quest. We've already taken care of that. This will be just purely for fun. Now then, scrolling down. Actually, before I get into that, so the strategy I found caters to a servant I have conveniently invested in. YouTube channel Yorha9M had a video guide that features Hassan of Serenity, a freebie assassin who centers around poison and debuffs to wear the enemy down. I'll be dropping a link in the channel. There we go. Okay, the Ooku is the quarters for all the shogun's wives, concubines, mothers, and basically every woman. So, yeah, harem dungeon. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. What she did was make it into, like, a weird, timey-wimey, mimetic attack on humanity. Basically making the shogun the undisputed ruler of the universe and her the puppet master behind the throne. Like I said, there's a lot of fine print, and it's mostly just hand-wavy nonsense, but it works for the purpose of setting up the characters and putting them in opposition to each other. Like, I like how they used Kiara in this event as kind of a foil to her, and it ties in neatly with the Triple C event, even though I thought that was kind of nonsense because of its whole involvement with the Moon Cell, which I barely understood. Anyway, getting to the actual strategy here. We'll be mostly relying on my own servants, but let's go ahead and grab... why not? We'll grab Tamamo here. Meta has moved on. More on that in a second. So yeah, damage over time is often gimmicky stuff when there are faster ways to kill an enemy, but honestly, I love Serenity. I figured my Guildfest video featured Medea, the Atlantis fight featured Medusa. Let's fill out the cavalry trio. Now she's actually pretty well kitted for this fight, it turns out. The video I linked was a classic Waver Merlin setup, but at that time I was struggling to find someone that had Merlin up, so I deployed Tamamo. It worked shockingly well. Here we go. It's still a slugfest, but it's a rare case where the right team can help kind of stack her poison effects to produce some pretty sharp spikes in damage, and she's got some other things that help stall Kama enough to bring her down. There have been changes in the meta since then. As mentioned, Castoria is kind of the queen of arts teams right now, but Tamamo was super clutch in Atlantis and still has some tricks up her sleeve the others don't, so I like her a lot, and we'll be sticking with her through this. Yeah, that's the thing. Mooncell is... it requires a bit more tie-in material to make sense of. Yeah, that's a bit problematic, yeah. Let's see. Here, let's get the fight started, because there's a bit of a monologue in. Yeah, I mostly just threw the damage Cs on there, or the, I basically just threw stuff on the back line just for the heck of it, but yeah, most of the important stuff will be up front. I dropped the volume a little bit just to be a better match for the microphone, but let me know if anything is too quiet or too loud or anything. I'm a little surprised that's not unlockable, because otherwise it's basically the same model. Exactly, Ivory. We are dealing with basically an entire galaxy of Kama. Which, you know, I can think of worse things to have an entire galaxy of. So yeah, we get some special plot buffs here, but also she gets some nasty stuff right out the gate. So, right out the start, we have a problem. She opens by draining your NP gauge to 0, and as you can see here, it lasts for 3 turns. So, the NP charge craft essences are worthless. They've just recently implemented append skills, which you can potentially get a starting NP boost, but that's not a factor here. So you're best off bursting her down as soon as possible. You can still use charge skills, but you effectively can't build up your gauge until her next bar is up. Another big problem, these background Kamas aren't just for show. Eventually she'll start summoning clones of herself, which have single health bars with the same basic abilities. This starts happening after a few turns and will overwhelm you if you can't manage. Either that or a timeout looking one. Exactly, yeah. We do have one big advantage, however. This event gives you a special set of master skills which upgrade over time and override your current outfit here. One of which is a pretty hefty charge. To combine that with Waver, Scotty, or some other skills, or some other servant skills, we can have one fire on the first turn. So, let's get started. Alright. So yeah, we'll be pumping her up here. It's a bit of a waste of crit stars because the charge skill also gives you a whole bunch of stars. That won't be too big a problem. We'll mostly be doing a bunch of arts loops here, but yeah, the main thing here is this ups your crit damage to an insane degree in addition to giving the charge. And actually, we're going to go ahead and waste more stars because this starts the poison chain. Now, this skill first increases her debuff success rate. Less of an issue with her poison, more with the other things she's got going on. We'll get to that once we start doing a proper loop. This not just inflicts poison, but also inflicts corroding poison, which doubles all sources of poison damage. Now, here's the interesting thing. It has a cooldown of 4, it lasts for 5 turns, so it literally lasts longer than the cooldown period. Combine that with Tamamo's gimmick of reducing cooldowns on all skills, and you can potentially start looping this to actually start doing some meaningful damage here. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's start building Tamamo up. I know what you're thinking, and yes, kissing is not a terribly smart way to deliver poison in a fight against multiple opponents. I've considered this at length, having reviewed footage from previous attempts to get a better grasp of the strategy. Extensively, at 4K resolution. Privacy in my office. Anyway, apart from giving her a dose of poison, this potentially inflicts NP seal and skill seal. A rare and valuable debuff that can buy you another turn in situations like these. Well, with the damage up CE, admittedly that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. But we'll be keeping a close eye on the exact amount of poison damage we're doing. I've gotten it, I want to say on my first attempt, I actually got it going up to about 30,000 per round for a couple rounds. And you know, that didn't last, obviously, but it still wound up being basically another Noble Phantasm's worth of damage. Ah, yes. Ah, well. Right, so... let's see, where do we go from here? Inflict more poison. Right. That's just me being forgetful. Alright. That command code is a bit of a double-edged sword. Gives her a small heal in exchange for inflicting another additional 1,000 poison per round. But given the debuff we already have on, you wind up coming up ahead. Anyway, right. Let us get more poison. I'm going to go ahead and drop her charge. And we'll leave those up for now. Yay! One nice thing about damage over time is it kicks in after break bars happen, so if you got a good amount of debuffs going, they can potentially start the next bar with a pretty hefty advantage. The trade-off is they cannot break a bar. It's due to the way that the break bar mechanics work. They usually have some effects that kick in before their turn begins, so if they basically bring it, the poison will bring them down to 1 HP, but if there's still a bar left, it won't actually tick over to the next one. They will, however, kill if they're on the last bar. Now, let us get some crit stars. Let's see. Yes, we will definitely lay down more poison. Thank you very much. Thank you. Alright, now she starts calling in help, and here's where things get complicated. As mentioned, they don't have break bars, but they have basically the same aim abilities. I think the main difference is they do not apply Pierce and Vuln before they Noble Phantasm. Alright, so let us get some more poison down. Tamamo, shields up. Actually, go ahead and heal yourself. Should probably focus this on Serenity since she's our main damage dealer, but we're more worried about keeping her alive. We do have my own Tamamo on deck for this. The practice run, fortunately, did not have that as a significant issue, but accidents do happen, especially with me. Now, right. Nice. Almost ready for her Noble Phantasm. One other thing that makes this a little more viable is Beast doesn't appear to have any significant advantages or disadvantages. Also, we do get a debuff cleanse at the start of the round, which seriously helps, because otherwise Kama would have a whole lot of problems she could inflict on us. Alright, now we want to bust that bar here. So, actually, we want to... Yeah, no, we want to be ready for the next set of abilities here. Yeah, she doesn't appear to have advantage or disadvantage against any cap servants here. And I know that's the case with the demon pillars and most other things. but it seems to vary depending on the beast in question. Like that one fight in Atlantis, Tamamo was literally the only servant that had both trade advantage and class advantage. Basically, everybody else was neutral at best. Alright, now... time to start stalling. We will save that for now. Actually, wait. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes, she was. I like to think that because we'll basically be... because, you know, obviously she'll be recruitable down the line, we're basically press-ganging her as punishment for that fight. That was a bastard. That and the Demeter fight, that was... I just remember that one taking a lot of time. The only thing that gave me nearly as much trouble in the storyline was Arjuna Altar in Lost Belt 4. Just the sense that this fight was annoyingly overtuned and required a pretty specific combination of abilities. Yes! Yes, it was. Jesus Christ. Alright. Kama rather nicely heals our... yeah, heals some of our HP when next bar is broken. But now we're dealing with a whole party of them. So things are getting a bit more complicated here. Now, I think we can go one more turn. We do have other skills at our disposal. This one in particular both inflicts stun, a lot of debuffs, and diminishes charge by a hefty amount. We'll want to save that for just one more turn. Oh, yeah. I looked out in that I didn't need to burn quartz for that, but I'm pretty sure I had to burn seals on that. Or actually... Yeah, no, I had to burn seals to get that one. That was a pain in the ass. Alright, why not? Get Hamamo up again. So yeah, spamming this has a lot of beneficial utilities. Not least of which is it gives you a good chunk of healing and resets your cooldown. And it's their only means of charging up your NP gauge, which is still helpful. Alright, now we're getting a little bit concerning here. So, let's get some insurance up. Oh, nope, not that one. Actually, wait, no, that is that one. Yes. Yes. This throws down a stack of guts along with a single stack of evade, buying your units more time. Like I said, I like this fight a lot because it gives you a lot more leeway in what you bring to the table. Alright, so we will hold off just for now, just so we can use Waver's ability to drain. And actually, good odds that we'll be able to seal her NP anyway. Actually, wait, no, we have her charge drain up, never mind. And Tamamo's arts up, heal up. Now. 1, 2, 3. Nice! Waver, my boy! Get you a woman that can kill you with a kiss, but also just wants to cuddle, and also the cuddle can kill you too. Nice. See if we can get it one more time before one of those buffs wears down. I'm pretty sure I can get it to 40,000 if we get lucky. He is the absolute lad. The big name support casters all have their niches and their general utility. Merlin obviously is the big one, but I think Waver is just the one I've used the most just because that is an enormous amount of buffs and charge utility. Just being able to get someone to 50% opens up a whole ton of options that the others just don't give you. Scotty's the only one that comes close in terms of just being able to fire off your main damage dealer right away. We do not talk about Merlin. Yeah. Yeah, things will get kind of weird when Proto-Merlin rolls around. Right. Fire you up. Nice, nice, nice! Ah. Yeah, it's pretty tricky to get a consistent loop long enough to seriously jack the damage, but it is fun to do. And you know me, that's why I'm here. I'm mostly just here to have a good time. Now, right, Guts is still up. That's very good. Yeet. 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 Ah, shit, I should have stunned. That's alright. With the Guts up, it shouldn't be a huge problem. I make no pretense about being especially good at this game. More like I just have my moments. But I also have my blind spots. Alright, so she went up to Tamamo. Good. Atypically, the Guts actually gives her a full heal. So, that triggering is not a huge issue. In fact, it can often be very beneficial. Now, we do have these guys here. We do have the first Kama clone ready to fire. So let us do something about that. There we go. Now, Waver, dearest of all my friends, do the thing one more time. This might actually kill her. I'm kind of hoping to get the poison debuff going for one more round. But what the hell? Let's finish her off. Bye-bye! And off we go. Perfect, perfect. Just enough to really savor that. I'll do a count after the stream and see exactly how much that was getting, but it is assuredly a lot. I really do like what they do with her character. I mean, the whole thing is, since the protagonist is immune to her poison, she's naturally affectionate, but then in her interlude, she runs into other servants with that same attribute and has to ask, do I like this person genuinely, or is it just a lack of options because everyone else I touch dies? It's a complicated question, and I like that they don't really give it a neat and tidy answer. I mean, protagonist power puts you in a unique position to help her with a condition, but that doesn't magically make her problems and insecurities go away. She doesn't have much story presence since Camelot, but she's a nice girl at heart. Deserves nice things. Like claiming victory. Hey, Kama Chameleon! Piss off! Ah! See, I'm telling you. This, like I said, it's not that you can use silly, it's not that you can use whatever your favorite servant is in literally every circumstance, but with the right care, the right supports, the right effort you put into leveling them, you can get a surprising amount of mileage from servants that aren't necessarily all that high in rarity. And I honestly do like... There's kind of a nice little symmetry in that I just... By sheer dint of coincidence, I wound up favoring 3 freebie servants for all the cavalry roles. Medusa, Medea, and Serenity. It feels good. I like her a lot, and it's just kind of a fun way to get around... To make the most of her skills in a fight that actually works well with him. Like, you play your cards right, Kama doesn't get a Noble Phantasm off at all. And I kind of like that whole who's the better assassin thing going on between them. But anyway, yeah, that takes care of the plot fight. Now, let us get to the challenge quest. Yeah, that is a certified Tamamo dabbing moment. She earned that. Now, this is trickier, as challenge quests tend to be. Let's see. I believe there you are. Branch, I'll be borrowing your special lady here. Now, I tried a few different team setups for this fight, and most of them got squashed almost instantly. Not almost instantly, but eventually ran out of gas. We'll explain when we get in, but suffice to say, you really need a lot of debuff cleanse. You need hard and vulnerability, and Kiara has that in spades. She has the debuff cleanse down pat, especially across the team. Let us put Jean up front. I was very fortunate that she finally showed up, at random no less. Yeah, that's the thing, yeah. It's nice having Scotty, but some of the servants I have really do not loop all that well with her. Like, I love Fran to bits, but she doesn't quite have the NP refund that you need in order to just constantly spam it. But yeah, Dante's would be a huge pickup. So if you have him, absolutely Scotty's worth going for, and vice versa. Yeah, you know, it's funny you mention that, because I feel like the game doesn't necessarily update things you've done for your servants within the last hour or so. In fact, let's go back a thing, because I know you... Yeah, we'll cancel. Now, the guide I watched for this actually also had Tamamo in place of Jean. We'll give this a try. I like having a batch of... I like having that hard and vuln alongside her debuff cleanse, which is super, super handy. But we'll see how it goes. You know what? Waver, let's give you something else a little. I threw that on for Gust. Actually, no, wait. We'll want debuff resist. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think about that. I think it doesn't necessarily update. Yep. Jean Classic is super handy. She also got me through a bunch of fights in Atlantis in Brand style. Like, that's how I stalled it through a fight that I won't spoil, but the enemy boss's skills favored either just blitzing the guy or tanking through them and whittling him down without crits or noble phantasms. I kind of threw in the back line just because I needed a damage up. Or I needed a damage dealer with hard and vuln. And she's notoriously rubbish as 5-star servants go. Sorry, Nobu, it's true. But I still have a soft spot for her anyway, just because in cutscenes, they still have her with the intimidating 6.5 foot tall, high-heeled, evil version of herself, but she's fundamentally, her personality is not changed in the least. She's still kind of the squeaky-voiced, energetic, like, card-carrying villain that she normally is, and I kind of love that. But anyway, we will try this janky little setup, mostly leaning on the front line here. Back line is mostly just to stall in case things get desperate. We'll see how it goes. Mostly waiting on Nobukatsu to come out before we can properly give her the buffs she deserves. Yep. Her and Okada get in fights all the time. I can see the face already. Okay, so 3 servants, break bars, nothing too out of the ordinary, right? Well, they're hiding a secret. Every one of them turns into an alter ego the second that bar is broken, and they lay down a bunch of debuffs, and they lay down a bunch of buffs and debuffs, both when their bars break and when they are removed from the field. Now the buffs also, I believe the buffs when they die also apply to backline servants, and there's 3 more in waiting. So this whole thing is just laying down a lot of ancillary hurt while you juggle the threats of their mounting charge bars. And also, because they're alter egos, they reduce their charge bars from whatever they have to 3. So yeah, this will be a challenge, but we will do what we can. Right. Let us start things off the right way. Yeah, Kiyohime is... She is the gal your mom warned you about to not get involved with. Hokusai is great. When she shows up on the banner, I gotta give her another role. Apart from being an AoE foreigner, which is super handy for berserkers, she's just a lot of fun to have. I absolutely love her saber form. Okay, right. I'm trying to remember. Does she have... Okay, she does increase her MP gauge. Decrease debuff resist, increase arts card resist. Trying to remember... Does this give her enough... I don't think it does. We'll give her some crit stars to play with. Right. And away we go. Alright. Was hoping to have one more card up, but that's okay. Okay, her battery is 50%. Got it. Symbolism. Perfect. You have no idea, Ivory. Like, the whole event was her making various innuendo about whatever floor you were currently on. Like, there was a lot of use of the word penetrate. There's lots of... Oh, shit. Yeah, they were not even kidding around. This was all about just... Well, the whole thing is basically each floor is a different flavor of temptation, and she herself is basically a corrupting force, or has been in the past. It's complicated. Yeah. Yeah, Hokusai is the person you go to the bar and drink with, and she'll tell you the girls you should hit on. She is absolutely a pervert. The little octopus, the little octopus thing floating around is apparently her father. The actual representation of the artist she's supposed to be, or her uncle or something. I forget what the exact deal is. But yeah, she in Fate canon, she's the one that does all the art, and she apparently got the inspiration for the tentacle stuff because she actually made contact with one of the great old ones, and more or less came away unscathed. Right, now then, okay. I don't want to burn anything just yet. Yeah, you know what, we'll throw that down. Charge you up again. Because we will want some hard protection when we take out a servant. Yeah, I think it literally was Cthulhu that she was inspired by. Alright. Now then, let us... let the games begin. Right, we'll want those going. And... is it worth... remove buffs? Not yet, because I don't even have any on. And a 1, and a 2, and let's Bodhisvata, or however you pronounce it. I hope this does enough damage, otherwise we're in a bit of trouble. We do have other options to stall for time. Probably not quite enough. That's alright. Oh, good. This is why you want shields up. Because everyone you take off the field charges up the survivors. So you can suddenly have them throw down their Noble Phantasm, and there's a lot of AoE on the field. Alright. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we'll want to remove those. That's super handy. Being able to instantly remove all debuffs on the field, that is a rare niche, and it's one of Kiara's biggest advantages. So, let's see. Let's see if we can get her ready again. She's fun. I like her a lot. Like they... is it worth... No, we want to be careful. Actually, wait. No, it won't be that much. I think, localizing for her must have been a nightmare. I need to hear the story of whatever it is she says in original Japanese, because when she starts doing weird portmanteaus of English words and Japanese expressions, and I need to have some grounding for what it was she was originally saying, because I bet that was an absolute fascinating journey. In the very literal sense, Ivory, I assure you. Let's see. So yeah, that'll stop her for the moment. Yeah, let's see if we can finish her off. Why not? Yeah. Oop. There we go. Yeah, it could very well... I love that. She literally... One of her attacks is literally just teleports behind you and pokes, and somehow it hits for 4 fucking times. She is a unique and special individual. Yeah, we're not having a lot of luck here. Might as well stall for a little bit more. I hate to burn the crit strength on Waver, but we're a bit out of options. Unless... This would be helpful if we had a Noble Phantasm up. We do not. Yeah, you know what? Why not? We'll go ahead and use that. Gotta use it at some point. There we go. Alright. Yeah, we'll want to get that up. Alright. Ibaraki is another problematic servant because her Noble Phantasm removes debuffs. It's a single target, but she's good to remove from the field as soon as possible because that's just a huge problem when you're relying so much on your protection. And also, these are removable. So if you got your guts up still and she removes that, that's a huge fucking problem. So, right. Yeah, we'll want some... you know what? Why not? We'll... Yeah, that's fine. You can practically hear my left and right brain arguing over, go for the Arch Loop, it's more reliable, but you can chain for the extra. Screw that, we need debuff removal now. Okay, now, here we go, we can do this. Alright. Yes. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you, Waver. I'm not turned on, you're turned on. Shut up. Yeah, that'll break her bar. I think the gauge resets when they switch forms, or when they switch class. Yeah, I thought... Oh, wait, no, it's because of Waver. Never mind. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. Her gauge will charge up faster. And while her Noble Phantasm doesn't do damage by itself, it does give some help to the other two, which is a slight issue. Right. We'll want to hang on to that because Waver still hasn't used up his guts, surprisingly enough. Let's focus on Ibaraki. Kiara, if you would be so kind. Increase critical strength. Nah, we'll want to hang on to that. I like that one of her attacks is just darting in and straight up punching. Like, she's transparently using all these evil abilities, but also she's just getting up close and beating the shit out of the enemy. Just show the... this is the first Noble Phantasm that I remember that really showed off any kind of significant background to the animation. I forget exactly when Osakabe came out. It's been a while, but it felt like that was when there was a noticeable increase in the number of servants that had more drawn-out animations for such. She did practice Buddhism. This is true. Okay, we're going to want to start removing stuff, so let us go ahead... Oh, nope. That's this one. Damn, one more skill, or one more turn. Right. Well, back to the loop then. Right, we'll want to get Jean up so we can defend ourselves. Will anything come up before then? Probably not. Yeah. Came after Castle Chijas, that was it, right. I still love that that was a recurring gag, and they just... Every now and then they revisit it, and it's still a thing. Like, for the Valentine's thing for Mysterious Heroine Double X, they actually go back there, and it's kind of still there. I love that it was a thing in the second Halloween where they dumped the pyramid on top of the castle, and then they dumped Himeji Castle on top of that. It's great. Okay, right. We need hard protection. Unfortunately, here's the thing. Ibaraki will go first. She will almost certainly remove someone's hard protection, and that's a problem because then Kyo throws down her AoE and wipes someone out. So... let us stall her, just for this turn. There we go, much better. Why do you have to be so obviously evil? We could have been beautiful together, I tells ya. Alright, we're 1% shy. One thing worth noting, if you're at 49%, you do something that gives you 50, the game will round up and give you 100%. I've only seen... I don't think I've ever actually seen it at 99% without rounding up. There's probably some weird edge case, but yeah, worth paying attention to. Anyway, right. Yeah, I've heard that before, Kren. Although, granted, that applies to Gorgon too, so, you know, I can't come down on her too hard. Actually, let's do this. I mean, really, at this point, the number of servants you have at Chaldea that have explicitly threatened to kill you and indeed actually tried to kill you. There we go. Okay, they patched it at some point several years ago. You can't get it at 99% no matter what you do. Got it. Okay, here we go. Now we have some fun. We'll want this. We'll want this. And we will want this. Whatever they pay the voice actors for this game, they earn their money. God damn. Okay, right. 1, 2, and one more. Ten out of fucking 10. Oh yeah, that deserves a haha right there. Alright. Now, Ibaraki won't fire, because she's dead. Kiyohime doesn't benefit from the charge. Oops, someone got stunned there. Honestly, that's the thing. It's... For what else you can say about the game, about gacha games and mobile games in general, they really do put a lot of work into the characters, the animation, and the voices and such. They do a really nice job with the overall presentation, and considering how long the Nasuverse has been running and how many... The act of juggling that many characters and finding things for them to do in every event is... I imagine it's pretty daunting, so the occasional moments where they have some interesting bit of characterization or some honestly good writing makes it all the more impressive to me. Yep. Okay, Shuten is the last one. However, big problem, she comes onto the field with her charge gauge ready to go. Fortunately, Jean has her stun up, which buys us a little time, but that's no joke. That lays down a whole fuck ton of debuffs, and she's already got a bunch of buffs up. We don't have a lot of options here. So, we need to start taking pieces off the board. Yeah, now would be a good time to have Kentoki. Alright, we'll want to take Kiyohime down. Unfortunately, we can't Arts Loop here because Waver's stunned. Good job, champ. I put that C on you specifically to prevent debuffs. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and finally use your Invincible here. Chengong is fascinating. I want to give him a try some more just because he's basically like... He's like a Rash in that he clears a servant off your front line and wipes out... potentially wipes out a group of enemies and gets you a fresh servant from your back line, but he's launching someone else. And I will never forget that strategy in Atlantis where someone actually beat an unbeatable boss fight by using Chengong and Arash to sacrifice their entire front line, preventing the boss's mechanic from triggering. His Noble Phantasm actually ends the fight mechanically. It doesn't even do damage, it just kicks you out into the cutscene. And by preventing that from firing, they were able to stall long enough to finish the fight. That is absolutely fucking insane, and I love that people come up with weird little exploits like that. Alright, so might as well charge them up. Golden Rider out, yeah. Yeah, Golden Boy knows when to hightail it to somewhere else and let things play out. And can we appreciate for a second that, I brought this up before, but Aoyuki voices Shuten and also voices Okita, and they are two complete polar opposites as far as characters go, and I never would have guessed that if I hadn't looked it up. She just has incredible range as a VA. Anyway, right, let's finally take out Kiyo. She can't use skills or anything, we're all out of those. You'll note the massive cooldown times. You're basically using... They're basically one-and-dones. So. Daishori indeed. What is it about women that are obviously evil and trying to kill us that makes them so attractive? The world may never know. Alright, a lot of debuffs here, not a lot we can do about it. Unfortunately, that appears to have caused her guts buff to expire, so we're going to lose Jane on this turn. Rest in power, you served us well. Now, yeah, we're going to want to take Kyo out there. Problem is, she will charge shooting, and that will fire. Thrill-seeking. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Okay, so we're pretty much picking our poison here. Either Kyo fires or shooting fires. And of the two, that hers at least does not have a stun attached. So, 1, 2, oh, I suppose it's 6 or 2 threes. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Go look for your Anshin somewhere else. Alright, good. So, we managed to get down to shooting, and we haven't even touched our back line. This is really good. We're actually doing very well. I mean, right up to that point, but yeah. So now she's going to fire, and here comes the pain. Okay, our entire front line has evaporated. This is less than ideal. So, let's see what we can do with this, let's call it unorthodox backline here. So, right. 1 buff for all enemies, 1 debuff, restore HP for all allies. Unfortunately, we do have the damage up CE on, but I believe, yeah, Nobu has that. Excellent. And I think, yes, she does. Perfect. Yep, I spoke too soon. Okay. Alright, so we're good here, This is one of the main things holding Avenger Nobunaga back. It's the fact that she inflicts a burn status on herself, and it's pretty hefty. It's 1,000 per turn for 3 turns, so unless you've got a cleanse ready, she's doing a good chunk of the enemy's work for them. And yeah, we have Nightingale Santa over here. Some crazy fucker thought to give her a machine gun. I'm not going to even pretend to understand how that works, but yeah, somehow she wound up being the spirit of Christmas. God help us all. Right. Let us begin. It's full of vaccine. Actually, given all those crit buffs, I probably should have laid down her guts thing. Vaccine bullets. I love that even for her Valentine's, she literally shoots you with it. Like, that's how she delivers her chocolate. Okay, yeah, she's doing a fair bit of damage. Situation not ideal. So one nice thing is that she removes a debuff from you and your entire team, and gives you some heal as well. Unfortunately, it's only 1. So Mash's charm is still up, much to my chagrin. We're just gonna have to make do. Why don't you... Oh, I should have... Damn it, I should have thrown that out there. God damn. You know what? Never. Better late than never. Elfit Valentine. I am not, no. Alright, let's see. Guts. Increase buff removal resistance. If it comes down to it, yeah, we'll probably... Actually, wait, no. We'll want her up because she'll have partial class advantage once... She is down to her alter ego form. Alright, yes, let's do this. Let's get some stars on the field. Ah. Okay. Now, here's the thing. When her bar breaks, I'm not sure if she gets a charge. If she does, that changes the strategy dramatically because we'll want our invulnerability up. In fact, I'm going to look this up because I don't want to screw this up. So, just a second here. Okay, break, increase own debuff success rate 30%, decrease debuff resist for all enemies and allies except self. So her gauge does not increase. That's good. Okay, Guilty Gear character, apart from being a goth, sometimes bondage bride, her killing moves to shooting the opponent with a love bullet she pulls out from being her massive knockers. Oh, God. Guilty Gear is a fascinating and special experience. I don't know if I could ever get into it in gameplay, but in terms of enjoying the gameplay, but it is something about that I find deeply fascinating. Lord knows it has memorable designs. Right, we'll be breaking the bar anyway, so let's get Nobu up. Okay. All right. So this is gonna unleash some pain. Good news is, because she's now an alter ego, she won't do as much raw damage to Nightingale, because it doesn't do as much damage to the Knight classes. The rest are gonna be in a bit more trouble, but we will do what we can. It is time for shields up. Mash, do the thing. God, I love that her summer outfit has the cheer. That's so adorable. All right, Nobu. Now would be a good time to start doing that thing. Ah, shit. Damn it, I did that in the wrong order. Here's the thing. Her skill does change the field to burning, which this skill also depends on. Which, you know, it's handy when they work in conjunction, but it is limiting because it requires her to damage herself. But at this point, we're down to the wire. We might as well go all out. Alright. Yeet. There's actually some utility with Summer Nobunaga, because she also has an ability to turn the field into burning, and an attack up skill that is tied to the field. So there's some utility to be found, but I still haven't found the right party combination to make it work. Yeah, shit, shooting his heaven base, oddly enough, which would be super handy to have advantage against. Okay, good. Alright. Unfortunately, Nightingale will probably die in the next turn because of her poison. She went the distance. Good on her for that. But we're kind of up against it here. Because now everybody's hurting. Debuffs are all over the place. Shit is not ideal. We'll just have to make do. Ah, god damn it. If we gotten that... Ah, shit. I think she's got us. Fuck. Oh, god. I hate to do this, but we've been at the fight for a while, so let us... Do I want to use a spell? I kind of do. How do I want to use the spell? Yep. In the immortal words of Nobu herself, it can't be helped. I mean, realistically, what I should probably do is wait until... you know what? Screw it. I'll just use... No. Let's go with this. Why not? Let's go crazy. Yeah, I was going to do that, but fuck it. Fuck it! I'm awaited in Valhalla! Oh man, see, if she didn't have her guts up, we could actually have done this. God damn. Ooh, just enough. So, a perfect run, no, but I will take victory where it can be found. Say what you will about Nobu's stats, her animation is fucking top-notch. God damn. Not to mention her design. Also, I love that it's the same VA. Again, just a surprising amount of range. So yeah, like I said, better than I expected, but not as good as I needed, but what the hell. Win's a win. Your command spells are there if you need them. This is the exact situation. Therefore, there are almost certainly better team comps that could more reliably get you through, but what the hell. So yeah, let's do one more fun thing to close the night out. Why not? Because, yeah, the event's up for one more day, as is the banner. So as long as I have your undivided attention... let's see... One for China, one for India. Why not? Don't worry, we're not going crazy, just one roll apiece. That's all. I'm not an addict, I can stop anytime I want. Let's fucking go! Oh, God. I should just click through these and get the results, but there's the part of my brain that, like... I developed a superstition early on that if I watch the thing happen and actually see the card light up at the transform... Hi, Badia, good to see you. That is better luck or better karma, if you will. And, you know, obviously... Oh, motherfucker, are you serious? Wait, no, it's probably gonna be Woo. Yep. Yes! Oh, that is perfect. Oh, yes. That is the exact... that is the exact proper way to close out a stream. I haven't had one of those in a long goddamn time. You know what, Steno? You get to live. I'm not sending you to the burn pits. That was exceedingly well timed. Oh, man. It has been a while. Yeah, I feel like... I feel like Fate Grand Carnival needs at least one episode where she shows up somewhere and everybody's just inexplicably disappointed. Not as part of the summoning system, she just, like, shows up in the scene and everybody's just really crestfallen. Make it like a blink and you miss it gag, but it'll be exactly the kind of thing that, like, a handful of people will see and go, haha, I get that. Yeah, I've been there. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! You gotta be fucking kidding me! Holy shit! Oh god, Steno brought she brought the Emperor! What the fuck? Oh god, Crud, I swear to god. I was just gonna do this as a fun dumb thing. I didn't mean to flex the luck. So, yeah, we have the Emperor of China now. Yeah, they are somewhat in between, Ivory. It's complicated. I think they are... I think they are literally a gender or something like that. The whole China thing was basically about the creation of a singular, perfect human being, and the Emperor was that being. Hey, Zero! Just in time for me to throw one more roll into the fire. Anyway, one more. Mostly gunning for Kiara here, but mostly this is just see if we can, I don't know, get Sethano should just show up again. Why not? Anyway, let us do one more time. Ooh, I've got all my fingers. The knife goes chop, chop, chop. I know all this is gambling and I will never stop. And even though the gotcha is cruel and hardly fair, but all the same, I play this game because I'm weak to purple hair. Ugh. A dab is hard to convey purely over the mic, but trust me, it was there. And one more Ushi is part of the roll. Why not? Oh, God. I still can't believe that happened. Gotcha is fucking... It doesn't care, man. It will give you the craziest come-from-nowhere surprises you can imagine, but most of the time it exists to crush your dreams. Yeah, really, that is a lot of riders, come to think of it. But yeah, we'll call it there. I'm down to 59 quartz. Somehow not feeling that lucky. Yeah, you put 2 Ushis in a closet, you'll wind up with like 30 by the end of it. There's a lot of them. They literally do that in Babylonia. It's actually kind of, they do some like body horror stuff. It's conceptually terrifying. But anyway, yeah, we will call it there. Thank you so much for coming. I really do appreciate that. It has been a most surprising evening, to put it mildly. Branch, thank you so much for the for lending me Kiara. Kren, I apologize for my luck, for lack of a better word. It's, I don't know. Fate's weird. Gotcha's weird, and you feel it, but at the same time, you realize it's all luck, but at the same time, there's something about this game and the overall experience I genuinely enjoy. And I'm glad I could share a little bit with you all. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good night, and back to the silver case on Saturday. I'll see you next time.